Hello, everybody. It's live Wednesday. This is the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse, the day before the 4th of July. It is hotter than you know what in the Bay Area. I hope you're adapting to this rather putrid weather. I mean, I've got air conditioning and all that, folks, but it is just miserable. And anyway, I don't want to talk about the weather because that's really not the reason why you come here, right? Okay. So let's cut to the chase. So I have talked to you folks. Those of you that are new to this, welcome to the show. But ABC7 is owned by Disney, and Disney has this kind of patterned approach to hiring people. They're very political. They are good and bad, mostly bad. And it's reflected in the manner in which they go about not just reporting the news, but the people that they hire. Talent seems to be the fourth option. It's who you are, what you look like, the color of your skin, maybe even your, sexual orientation. Again, you're not going to read this in the Chronicle, folks. You're only going to see this here on the Media Pulse, hosted by yours truly. So in any event, let's get to the point. And that is, last couple of weeks, Julian Glover is somebody who's been anchoring for Vacationing, I guess, Dan Ashley. And Julian Glover apparently thinks, and I've heard this on good authority, that his you-know-what doesn't stink and that he's extremely powerful. He might be. At least it's 700 or at 900 front. And he's got the ear of the general manager, some of the high top ABC execs, and Disney themselves. In fact, Julian Glover is not that very talented. He was a PC hire from get-go. And now, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Now, all the execs are worried as hell about the fact that this Julian Glover, whose ego is about the size of San Francisco Bay, is apparently somebody that you don't fuck with. I'm being blunt for a reason, because he's made it known. And the very, very fact that if you mess with this guy, and I say mess with, I mean if you cross him, he will make your life miserable. That's what I'm told. And I've heard it from a number of people. And this is what happens when you have PC hires run amok. And the newsroom, I'm told, is especially fearful of this guy. And mind you, look, to some degree, every agency, it's not just media, has people like this guy. They do. But in the case of Disney, where it's, frankly, they go out of their way to hire folks like this, then you got a problem. You got a big, big problem. He's not very well liked. People are fearful of him, whether good or bad. And that creates problems in the newsroom. I'm just telling you what I've heard. That creates problems. It creates walls. People who are with you and people who are against you. And even the most tenured folks that work at Channel 7, I'm told, are not very pleased with this guy. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? This is what you got. You sure as heck not going to get rid of him, at least for the time being. That's what happens when you hire somebody based on not talent, but on the outside factors that I just discussed. Now, you want to hear a side element to this. One prominent ABC7 source told me this. When Dan Ashley goes, whether he retires, whether he splits altogether, guess who is the odds-on favorite to take over for Dan Ashley? None other than Julian Glover. Julian Glover. It's a perfect fit, and it is so Disney-esque. And, oh, by the way, it's in San Francisco. What symmetry? I've heard that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. But, and by the way, if I was Larry Beal, I'd be worried if he isn't already. And I don't know anybody that likes this guy. I'm just telling you what I've heard. They think he is a shill. They think he is a snitch. And he's not very good. I keep saying it. I watched the guy, and a lot of the rank and file there at Channel 7 are not thrilled with all this. Just another happy day at the house that Disney built at 900 Front.